So, quick story, guys. One of my friends is about to propose and he's getting cold feet about it. So, he asked me a question. He's like, what made you so confident when you were making your decision before you got married? And I told him, I said, I asked myself two questions, and these two questions are the questions that you need to answer so that you don't end up getting married to someone and a year later you feel like you made the biggest mistake of your life. These two questions are questions you need to answer so that, as happy as you looked on your wedding day, months later you don't, you don't feel like you can't stand to be in the same presence as the person that you just got married to. And these two questions aren't just for people who are proposing, to be honest. It's also for people on the other end, people who are preparing to say yes to the proposal. So two questions that you absolutely need to answer before you make that move. Are they replaceable and are they collectible? Are they replaceable and are they collectible? You see, at some point in my life, I was always chasing specs. The girl had to look a certain way. She had to have, assets, and for some reason, I always found that I was distracted by someone who looked better or who had better assets. And it's one of the reasons why a lot of men and women can stay faithful to each other today, because they got married to people who were replaceable. People got married to people based on, how they looked in that season or how much money they had in that season. But guess what? Just like cars, there's always a newer model that's going to be available just next year. So if you get married to someone who can replace you, you need to understand that, your whole entire marriage, you're going to be fighting newer models because they will come. So before you say yes to the proposal, here's what I want you to do, because you need to ask a very, very serious question to whoever you're dating or whoever you're about to get engaged to. What makes me different? What makes me irreplaceable in your life? And I'm going to trust that you don't, or you can spot a foolish answer when you hear one. Because I don't want to, you don't want to hear, oh, you just complete me, or I just can't function without. Hey, tangible reasons, bro. Tangible reasons. Like, what have I done since we met that if you were to lose me right now, you cannot replace? Those are the kind of serious questions that you need to be asking to ensure that you're actually going to be making a decision that you're not going to regret. So, first question, are you replaceable? Second question, is the person collectible? I know one of the biggest fears that I had was, not being able to trust the wife that I'll get married to, because, we all get married for better, for worse. But what happens if suddenly better became worse? Would this person still stick with me? Would this person still support me? Or is it just going to be based on the image that she had of me when we initially got married? And this is a question that you need to answer, because if someone with more money, more fame, or more swag came along, would they be able to collect your spouse away from you? If someone who could cook better than you came along, would they be able to collect that person from you? So these are two questions that I asked myself, and that gave me the confidence that I needed to make that decision. And I feel like those two questions as well, if answered correctly, can also give you that confidence. Are they replaceable? Are they collectible? You decide.